Hey there, freaks and geeks. Welcome to another episode of Geek Out for a Minute. We are coming at you from Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada, here at the Mule Saloon. I'm your host, Rocky Ruiz, and I got
Cyrus.
I got
Boone.
And I got
Jack Platinum.
awkwardly looking at Boone. Today, we're going to talk about a few topics. Let's just cue that music. Right there, go fam. So, man, today we got a few topics here. A lot of things have dropped, especially because of New York Comic Con was on. So first off, let's talk about Mera. They released the first look of Mera, which is played by Amber Heard in the new Aquaman movie in her outfit. So you guys saw the picture, so what do you guys think, man? What's up with you, Boone?
Oh man, looking hot, man. Fucking does the costume, you definitely see the inspiration out of comics. DC's doing a much better job of sticking to their costumes and their looks out of the comics versus what they were doing, you know, even a few years ago. So looks good. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with their. Very much excited by that first look for the costume.
I actually really agree with that, especially about the look of the costume. I mean, her crown looks almost identical to what they had in the comic books. It's fantastic in my opinion. I've been an Amber Heard fan ever since I saw him drive everywhere with Nicolas Cage. I love that crazy ass shit, and I love that she has such a way about her, a carefree attitude that she also brings to the screen, and I'm excited to see what she does with it. Even though she's not a real redhead, that's all right. I think I can get past that because it's Amber Heard. You know what I mean?
What do you got, Jack?
Yeah, I mean, same thing these guys says. I mean, pretty cool, man. Looks great. Looks like a queen. She's gonna kick ass alongside Aquaman. So I mean, I'm excited as well.
So look, I mean, when I saw the whole thing, you know, I thought like, all right, what about functionality, right? If they're in the water, because she seems to have like some metal parts, and you would think that would weigh you down. But then I started thinking, these motherfuckers are Atlanteans, you know?
Yeah.
Probably super strong, and like you saw the way like fucking Aquaman zoomed out in fucking Batman v Superman. Chances are their armory is really not gonna hold them down at all, right?
Not to mention you got all the magic of Atlantis too, so it's always being changed to be lighter and whatnot. Especially Mera. Mera's always been on the magic side of Atlantis, the hierarchy too.
You know what I like too? That they didn't just try to do it just like the comics where like she just looks completely hot with her cleavage and her big old titties hanging out.
It's a functional suit.
Yeah, right. It looks like it would be almost a wetsuit.
Yeah.
You know? So I thought that was pretty cool. So I agree exactly what you said, because when I saw the crown, I'm like, dude, that looks just like the comics.
Absolutely.
Just like it. So I was really stoked about it. I can't wait for Aquaman, especially right now that you got the guy who's directing it is the same guy that did the new Fast and Furious.
Oh.
It'll come to me in a second.
Yeah.
But anyways, man, this guy, he fucking knows how to do action, and I think he's really excited about doing Aquaman. He's all into it. And if I do, correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys know out there, let us know. But they actually gave him a shot to do Flash first, and he turned it down. He's like, no, can I do Aquaman? And they were like, fuck, you want to fight? Yeah, you know? So I can't wait to see this movie. It looks pretty cool. But I think that costume might be for the Justice League. So that's what I think it's going to be.
Right. They said it's just the introduction to Mera in Justice League. You know, obviously she's going to have a bigger role in Aquaman the movie. Obviously.
I'm kind of curious if they're gonna stick to the storyline to where Black Manta actually kidnapped their kid, and then ended up she was trying to save him, and and then like when she finds him, it was too late. He was already dead, and she blamed Aquaman for the whole thing. So I think like it's kind of crazy though. You think about it that way because if you look at the trailers and how Aquaman is in Justice League, it looks like he's disappointed in something. Something happened, traumatizing. So I think that's gonna like play into the storyline too, which is what they should do, which is pretty cool.
But I mean, where in the timeline does that fit? Is that gonna fit in Justice League before Justice League? After? You know?
I mean, we already have a Batman that's been operating for 20 years, so just because these people haven't been in the limelight of their universe doesn't mean they haven't had shit happen.
Exactly.
We already have an established Joker and Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad. You know, Deadshot was operating for years and years. And we got all these villains, so it's very possible we'll jump right into that backstory, and it's already has happened.
All right, well, let's move to the next topic here. The addition of Ben Barnes is going to play Jigsaw in the upcoming, if you guys didn't know, Punisher's getting its own Netflix series, which can't wait for that stuff.
2017.
But, man,
which
can't
ain't
wait.
that far away.
What do you think so far? I mean, you saw what happened with Daredevil, so I mean, what?
I
stole the show.
Such a fan of the Punisher in the Daredevil second season. That amazing.
Right, and
John really did. You said it right there, Jack.
John
He
Bartho
stole
just
this show.
fucking incredible. When he's sitting there in the cemetery and he's talking to Daredevil about, just getting into the character development, just that one scene, man, just completely sold me, man. Stole the show completely.
Absolutely.
I loved it. And then Karen Page, him and Karen Page, if you don't know, Karen Page is going to be turned into the Punisher, and that adaptation of what's going on. Karen Page and the Punisher actually had like a good chemistry in Daredevil, so that's why I think they're going to put Karen Page into the Punisher series as well, because they have that connection. You can feel it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I can see that's what they're doing.
What do you think, Boone?
I'm pretty excited. Of course, I'm excited for Punisher's second season, or the Punisher's own season. It's we got Stephen Lightfoot going to be behind the helm of the series. You guys don't know him. He was behind Hannibal 2, great television show, and we'll get to see Mads Mikkelsen, Hannibal, in Doctor Strange pretty soon. So that show was phenomenal all 3 seasons, and getting to see what he's going to do. It's a psychological thriller, and this Punisher is pretty psychological too. So I mean, he'll be able to explore the depths of that character.
He did a great job in Daredevil. Like, he did a wonderful job.
Of course.
He was super good.
Yeah, I mean, I already have like a lot of faith in all the Netflix and Marvel collaborations that have gone so far. I mean, well, even Netflix is still doing great content on its own. Now that they're teamed up with the Marvel TV series, I like that better than all the garbage that they're fucking putting on regular fucking network television.
Absolutely.
I don't like
watered down so much.
I really don't like any.
Even with the introduction to Ghost Rider in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it was cool. It was cool.
The fact that you can sit down and say that the Netflix version of the Punisher was better than any remake or original they tried to come out with about Frank Castle is something on its own.
Right.
And it wasn't even its own launching period.
I don't know if I would say it's the best. I mean, it's right up there with Dolph Lundgren.
Well, there you go. I mean,
I like the Dolph Lundgren.
We all like Dolph Lundgren.
We all love it. We're all old school like that. We were all born before a time where there was fucking.
I mean, but it's like, it's not like great. It's not gonna blow your mind, you know? Oh my God, Dolph Lundgren with the Academy Award winning got performance in
Nailed
Punisher.
it.
No, but
we just preferred it because we love that old school.
Yeah, but it's really just kind of like a guilty pleasure, really, you know. But I think John Berthenau he had that pull, that fucking tug and pull fucking in his mind about good and bad and evil, where he was pulled to one edge, but you can still kind of see a little tug of the struggle, of the goodness in him. And so, man, I just think he displayed that with his face, like on point.
You can almost call it stereotyping to a point. The character that he played on The Walking Dead, Shane, You know, he was that anti-hero. He was the tough guy that was going to do whatever it was.
Well, he was kind of a dick.
And he was a dick. Absolutely, he had to be a
He was
dick. You're telling me the Punisher and that Frank Castle ain't a dick? I mean, he's the perfect
No,
anti-hero.
but look,
It's a little bit different.
It's a
like,
little different.
I'm just saying that Berthenol being in that role was almost a typecasting. They said, we know you can do something like this, so let's see what you can do behind this character. And he fucking killed it.
I mean, because for one, John Berthenol did not rub his head as the Punisher at all. So, whereas he did that all the time in Shane. So, one difference right there.
What the fuck?
Hey, man,
That's the whole fucking
What are you
point.
talking about,
No
dude?
typecasting.
Look, I know what you're talking about.
What are you doing? Go
but
rub your
honest-
head.
Look, let me tell you one thing, dude. Every time I go bald, right? Like, I don't mean like I go bald, but I mean I bald my head. I do it all the time. I can't
does
help
feel
it. It's
it
just one of those
does.
things that
Look,
you're
he's doing it right now.
I shave my head like every 2 months. I do it all the time.
You know, so I mean, I
I
don't
don't have those kind of problems.
But besides that, man, like, you know, Ben Barnes as Billy Russo, Jigsaw, freaking awesome. Can't wait to see that. And I guess like in this adaptation of Jigsaw, it's gonna be his like best friend from back then, and they're in the special forces from back in the day or whatnot. And now like in fast forward, he's in the military corps with his own little group called the Anvil. You know, so that's gonna be like a little bit. Not a little bit. Total spin off the original, you know, Jigsaw's character in the comic books. You know, which like, you know, Jigsaw was the guy who killed Punisher's family. Like threw a bomb in there, killed him and shit.
Yeah.
And then Punisher came after him and like left him alive, threw him through a window. So it just an example. And then Jigsaw was like, oh, I'm gonna kill you, you know. So him and Punisher been going at it for a while. So, but they're just straying away from the whole story. But it's still gonna be great, man. It's still gonna be a great adaptation of Punisher.
You know, and not only that, I mean, if they're gonna go that way, and mind you, I mean, I haven't looked into it, so I can't really confirm that that's really what's going on. And I'm not saying that you guys didn't do research. I'm just saying that, like I mean, I heard of what TV line was it?
Yeah,
Came
TV
from
line.
TV line. So I don't really know how accurate they are, or like, you know, because there's a lot of people that like to put bullshit to get a hit. I'm not saying that's what they do, because I don't know them, but I mean, overall, this changes the dynamic of Jigsaw. You know, from the comic as opposed to what they're doing now. Do I like the idea of him being special forces? Well, it kind of shows me that maybe he's someone to be reckoned with, as opposed to the original Jigsaw.
Yeah.
He couldn't go up
Which is
against
like
fucking Punisher.
which is
really,
like a
you know?
pretty boy at first.
I don't know,
you know.
because actually in the comics, Jigsaw did break Spider-Man's arm, and I mean he learned to fight. Like he didn't just stick with Punisher. He went after Daredevil, he went after Spider-Man, and he actually did do some damage in the comics too. Like he started to get
Because I
a guy
remember
you don't fuck with.
Right.
when I read him in Circle of Blood,
Messed up.
he really wasn't like all that much of a character, even though he's kind of like the most known fucking adversary of Punisher. But the one that I want to see
Because
on the
he's
screen,
scrambling.
the one that I want to see on screen as fucking a Punisher villain is Bushwhacker. I've been wanting to see this, and I heard they had him on the game, and that it was really fucking cool. That's who I want to see in a villain. So fucking
I have
Netflix
never
get on
played the
that
game.
shit. I never played it either. I heard it was brutal as hell. But
Going back to making Jigsaw his best friend, if we remember in Daredevil season 2, there was a whole government cover-up of Frank Castle's family's murder, and if, you know, his best friend is Special Forces, maybe he was somehow still behind that, so they might be updating the backstory, but they might, I'm sure that...
but you know what it is, though?
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
But you know what bugs me about that, and it's gonna suck because fucking you guys don't know about this because you guys haven't seen Luke Cage, and it's kind of has a similar story. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And I really hope that they don't pigeonhole themselves into those type of story arcs, you know, because they could do so much more with the character, you know. All right, but let's move along to probably like the bigger news here, and that's, you know, well, actually, there's a lot of things that dropped recently in the last couple of days about
Fast.
Deadpool 2.
Really fast.
Yeah.
Really fast.
Okay, so let's talk about the first subject, and that would be the casting of Domino. Now, so we got Lizzie Kaplan. That's a short list. Lizzie Kaplan.
Mary Elizabeth.
We got Mary Elizabeth Winston. We got
Sienna Miller.
we got Sienna Miller. Oh, dude, that's a chick for that played fucking Baroness in G.I. Joe.
And she's American Sniper as well.
American Sniper. Yep.
She did a great
Used
fucking
to be,
job.
And then, you know, who else have we got? Oh, Sophia Boutella, who was in Kingsman. And actually, she was also in the new Star Trek movies.
Oh yeah, Beyond. Yeah.
So, and she did, you know she can do action already. So, I mean, she's primed for it, you know? So, yeah, then they have,
Stephanie Sigma.
yeah, Stephanie Sigma. What was she in?
Recently.
She was an Inspector.
Yeah, recently Inspector. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, okay. What is? I'm gonna start with Boone over here, and then we'll work our way down this way about who your choices are for Domino.
See, I mean, I'm not like really invested in Domino as a character. I don't have much memories of reading her in comics and stuff. I liked her character in Wolverine and the X-Men when she was part of the Magneto's Brotherhood, and then they showed her in the future. She was fighting with the X-Men against the Sentinels and stuff. She's, I mean, interesting because, you know, she's like a marksman. She's kind of like Scarlet Witch, but a little less powerful. She affects chance, but not.
Yeah, she's got kind of like luck on her side.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I think it's something like odds. Like the odds are in her favor.
Even in the Marvel universe, they say they have absolutely no idea the
What
extent
the
of her
upper,
actual power.
yeah.
Well, because there's more than one variation of her.
Nobody
Like,
really knows.
like there was a variation where somebody was posing as Domino for a long
Right,
time.
and that was the first issue that Domino and Deadpool appeared in together, which was both of their first issue, but it ended up not being Domino at all. Back to what you were saying.
Yeah, but Domino beat the crap out of fucking Deadpool.
Yeah,
You know, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Reed Budge's back.
As
but
far as it goes, I mean, probably Mary Elizabeth. I like her in Scott Pilgrim.
oh, dude, I love that movie, dude.
Fucking,
I
I
did
always
like
like
her.
to see her.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? You know what's funny is that Brie Larson fucking is gonna be fucking Captain Marvel,
Oh,
who was in Scott Pilgrim
Yeah.
versus the World.
It's,
She was the chick, the singer, his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's
The
she's gonna be
married to
fucking
her going out.
Captain
Oh,
Marvel.
yeah. Holy shit, I didn't think about that. I saw pictures of her, but I never like actually put two and two together. I was like, where's here for? I have somewhere. I don't know exactly where. But yeah.
Dude, who's your choice?
Honestly, I want to see Lizzie Kaplan in it because of the humor, dry humor, and all that. But I think that Sienna Miller, given her action background with G.I. Joe, I think she'll be great. Personally, I think she needs to be like a little more humorous because it is going to be one of those movies where it has to be like action-packed, but yet equally funny at the same time. That's what made Deadpool.
Well, see, I'm thinking like, okay.
That's like one of the things that made Deadpool. One of the things that made it so fucking great. Was
Yeah, but you know,
non-stop
but
comedy over and over again.
Well, yeah, but Domino is not a comedic presence. Like,
Right.
So that's why, like, for me, Lizzie Kaplan is like, she's out of there. Don't get me wrong. I love Lizzie Kaplan. I mean, I think she's great. I've seen her in a lot of stuff. And if you guys don't know, she was actually in one of the shorts that they made in fucking, like, the Marvel fucking one-shots.
Oh, yeah.
She was in, like, I think the first one. And I'm surprised they didn't try to get her for the series, which is kind of weird because she played one of the characters that stole a shit. And, they were like, now you're joining the team, you're a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. But, no, I like her fine. I just don't think she'd be perfect for this. My choices would be either Sophia Boutella, which was in Kingsman, and she was also in Star Trek Beyond, showing that she can do action. You already seen her with makeup.
What did she do in Star Trek Beyond?
She was the alien
She
chick.
was the alien.
Oh.
The hot chick
I've never seen
that was all white.
Yeah, I haven't seen it
She
yet.
was in all the trailers though.
Okay, yes. I just didn't see her. I was like, okay, that makes sense. I was like, oh, I didn't see her in trailer. But
Yeah, and
she's
she,
in makeup.
and then like in Kingsman, she was a chick without the fucking feet that she was like ting 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 ting,
Yeah.
and fucking kicking ass and fucking taking names.
Yeah.
So those would be my fit. I mean, if you just want to pick a chick out of hotness, I would say Sienna Miller. She did show she can do action in fucking G.I. Joe, but
Her acting chops are a little weak. I mean,
I don't know,
it's not
dude.
like G.I. Joe.
She was in American Sniper and she did a pretty good fucking job, man. I'm not saying that, but I just think that like out of all the other chicks, I mean, she's hotter than the other ones. But I mean, I think Mary Elizabeth Winstead is the better actress out of that bunch. But Sophia Boutella, I really wouldn't be mad about that. Anyway, what's your choice, man?
I don't know. I prefer brunettes over blondes, so I actually think Mary Elizabeth is.
I actually honestly think that Mary Elizabeth Winstead is kind of the obvious choice to play Domino.
Fair enough.
Because she's already shown that she can have the look. I mean, in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, she had the short little cut, black hair and shit, fucking could play that fucking comic booky kind of role and shit. And then she was in Death Proof where she had to play a dumb ditzy bitch and shit. And it was great for what she could do. It showed her range and everything that she could do. And then Final Destination 3, she can already handle the craziness of what a set can be. She's worked on a Final Destination set and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I mean, she's kind of shown the all-around about it, so I think she's the obvious choice. I'm a Lizzie Kaplan fan about it, just because of that humor that she can bring to that role. And I know she's not supposed to be funny at all, but you're in a fucking Deadpool movie. And that's just the way it's going to have to come about. I mean, she came up with the fantastic...
Yeah, but I don't want her to go tit for tat with fucking Deadpool.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But in Hot Tub Time Machine, she was the opposite of that role. She was the anti of that too. She was the voice of reason to a little bit of chaos, even though she still had that dry humor about her.
It would be like an opposite kind of comedy thing. Like,
and it would
he's funny in a certain way, she's funny in a certain way. Not like tit for tat like we're talking
The
about.
term you guys are
pick
looking
because it would
for
show her
is
range
straight
about
man. You need straight men to play off of Deadpool. It's crazy.
I like the whole idea. I like the whole idea of it, just because it would totally offshoot her.
Cyrus, just say fuck you. That's my pick. What?
Yeah. he's just saying what I'm thinking.
Shut up, Boone!
He's right here. If I was gonna go beyond that, I would say, probably Sophia Boutella. I mean, she's fantastic. I mean, she would be another fantastic pick for that because she does have the acting chops and the action chops to do it. But I like Lizzie Kaplan for it because she's never had to be put in that situation in a movie before. It would be fantastic to show her range.
See the range.
Yeah. It has to be fun to just watch and laugh.
Absolutely.
You know, honestly.
All right, so now this wasn't on the docket here. Actually, I don't know if I text that to you guys. I'm sorry if I didn't, but you know what? We still got a little bit of time here. So you know what? What do you guys think? Now this happened like a few days ago, probably like 2 days ago. So Tim Miller was director of Deadpool 1, is now gone. He quit out of creative differences between him and Ryan Reynolds.
That's crazy.
Right. I mean,
That is fucking crazy to me.
But
like
like-
you just came off, like you just did like one of the coolest movies this year, and now you're like, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore.
actually, you know what? Actually, out of this year, that's my number one.
Yeah,
Like for me,
Yeah.
that's my number one.
I can see that. Easy,
But yeah,
for me,
so
he's the
far-
top three. He's
yeah,
the top
no.
three.
I mean, let's not give away all where we rank everybody, because at the end of this year, we still got to do how we rank all the superhero and nerd movies of 2016. So we'll save that for later.
And we still got Doctor
But-
Strange coming out and Rogue One coming
Right.
out.
So it may knock it out, and Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so, but here's one of the things, man. The formula worked, right? You're not doing this without. I mean, here's one thing though, is that can you do this without Tim Miller? You know,
Yes.
because you sure as
Yeah.
fuck can't do this without Ryan Reynolds.
And that's exactly where it comes. As long as Ryan Reynolds is attached to the picture, he's not gonna let.
I mean, because look, he's the one that he
crappy
lobbied
director
for this
come in.
for
Exactly.
years and years and years. You
But
know,
what Tim Miller did with the little budget they had was fucking incredible.
That's a
man.
good point.
Well, you know
Incredible.
that Ryan Reynolds was with him every step of the way. It wasn't like Ryan Reynolds
yeah,
was
I mean, it's
just
his
standing
baby.
back. Yeah, exactly.
This is Ryan Reynolds'
so,
baby,
I mean,
not Tim
you
Miller.
gotta know a lot of those writing changes and stuff. those weren't just Tim Miller like making all that happen. There's Ryan
absolutely
Reynolds.
not.
Well, Ryan Reynolds, but
Yeah,
Ryan
I mean,
Reynolds also
they
took
made
money
it-
out of his own pocket to keep the writers on board.
Exactly.
They're like, the studio's like, we're not gonna give you more money just to keep the writers there. And he's like, all right, I'll fucking pay for that shit.
Yeah.
That's
So-
why I'm keeping the suit, bitch.
So you know what? I mean, that's one of the, and it kind of sucks because the formula works. But from my understanding, now this is, mind you, this is hearsay. It's not like I was there, you know. Just from what I'm hearing, is that basically Tim Miller wanted to go a different direction, and Ryan Reynolds' argument was that, hey, that is not Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds is a stickler on wanting to keep this like the comic book.
That's good.
So,
That's really good.
what do you think? What do you think about what's going on with this movie right now?
If that's true, and that's what that's basically my main argument. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. He loves this character so much. So if he was having a disagreement with Tim Miller, I'm probably going to say Ryan Reynolds was correct in that situation, or whatever the argument was. Which, if rumors are correct, yeah, is how they want to take Cable in the next movie, where Ryan Reynolds needs him to be a little bit more gritty, which he should be because he's from the age of Apocalypse. He's from the future where Apocalypse, actually beat the X-Men and rules the world.
Right.
Or the Sentinels rule the world, depending on how they fucked up the timeline and that.
And you know,
issue.
Fox, who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck?
But that's the Cable
They're like-
should be a grizzled
They're
war
like,
veteran type.
hey, we want to do something, but it doesn't really coincide with the timeline that's going on with the X-Men, Deadpool, or Wolverine.
That's okay.
Is it enough money?
We're
Who
Fox.
cares?
They're like, wait a minute. Do you think a lot of fans will buy? Oh, damn, man, a lot of fans would love to
whatever.
watch this.
We're
Fuck the timeline.
Fuck the timeline. Fox.
Fox the timeline.
Fox the timeline.
Fox the
Fox the
timeline.
timeline.
It's almost like they had Barry Allen in charge of writing all the X-Men movies.
Fucking A.
I know. We'll go back in time and change it.
X-Men
why-
don't exist anymore.
Why didn't you fix X-Men 3, asshole?
But yeah, in all honesty, I really give a shit if Tim Miller's not gonna do the next Deadpool, because, like we just said, this is Ryan Reynolds' baby. It's gonna be the way he wants it. Doesn't matter who the fuck is directing it. So he might as well just get behind the camera and do it himself. Honestly,
There's an idea right there.
he's already putting his own money into it. He's already invested so much into this character that he feels like he can do better than anybody else. Which, and I think you guys would agree with me, nobody else can do it as good as Ryan Reynolds did.
Well, I would say that Ryan Reynolds is born to be fucking Deadpool.
Fucking A. Yeah. Fucking A.
But directors are a big deal.
It is a big deal.
They are a big deal.
That's why
There's-
Mel Gibson does his own movies, because nobody can fucking...
You know,
And if Ryan Reynolds was confident in him being a director, he would have done it already.
You know what I'm saying? I think he should give himself the opportunity to do it.
I don't think he should. I don't think he should be
I
director.
don't think he should be.
I think
I don't think so.
this is his baby right now,
If you
and
wanna-
it's at a high mark right now with a fucking like. It went from 30 to 60 million dollars. He made a movie that made almost 800 million dollars worldwide. Okay, this is not something you take lightly.
Right.
This is not something you say, hey, I'm gonna take a chance and fucking direct it.
Right.
I don't think that's a good choice. But there are other
knows that.
directors.
He knows that.
There are other directors out there that can do the job. I'm not saying that.
just 'cause
But
it's a-
Tim Miller ain't no chump.
Right.
No,
He did a really good fucking job with this. And normally
fantastic.
you would think, dude, this formula works. Why the fuck would you want to mess with it? But that should also be one thing with Miller's head. It should be like, hey, why fuck with the formula?
Right.
You know? So
And like honestly, like it is Ryan Reynolds' baby, and all that good jazz, and it is he's really true to the character. But you're talking about like the visuals, you're talking about the budgeting and all that good stuff. You need somebody behind there just trying to make it work. And Ryan Reynolds needs somebody like that, and I think Tim Miller was the guy to do it at the time, personally.
well, I think he's still the guy to do it, but like
He's
if
still the guy
they're,
to
but if they're not seeing eye to eye, and it's gonna just draw hatred between them, I'm pretty sure their relationship is still cool. They're just like, we're not seeing eye to eye with it.
Yeah.
And like if they're still cool, whatever, and then
It might change. It might change tomorrow.
Miller and Reynolds right now, it's a formula that works, and we all agree on that. We hope that they can reconcile their differences and maybe still make it happen. But
Oh, it's gonna happen regardless.
But in the meantime, everybody has got an opinion about who should be the next director.
I'm not gonna see this as an alarm until I see who the next director is gonna be.
Exactly.
You know. Now
There's gonna be a list tomorrow of who the fucking most probable candidates are.
And trust me, there's gonna be guys. Dude, me. Dude, you know who I'd like to see?
Me.
Matthew Vaughn directing the movie. The guy did Kingsman. The guy did Kick-Ass. Fucking
Kingsman.
You know, he also did
That's
X-Men.
fucking cool.
First Class.
Yeah.
So I think Matthew Vaughn would be perfect for this kind of shit because he's already used to doing rated R fucking movies that make money.
Kingsman was the shit.
And they're all fun to watch.
Yep.
They're all fun to watch.
Kingsman
knows
had
how
that
to,
good
he knows
mix.
how to make that connection with the
Kick-Ass
people
was,
watching.
you know,
I love Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass was,
Kick-Ass
it's
1
kind
and
of a
2 are
style,
fucking awesome. I love it.
style kind of similar to Deadpool and making fun of it.
I absolutely love it.
And brutal, like a brutal humor,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we're not talking about the second one because he didn't do it, but
Yeah.
you know,
Right,
Kingsman 2, it had its humor, it was a fun movie, it was
And it was
action-packed,
brutal.
yeah, exactly.
It was fucking gory,
So-
it was brutal, it was raunchy, it was
Fucking
everything
awesome.
you want from an action movie, except it was funny as fuck.
Dude, that'd be fucking cool. I'd go for that one.
I agree with that.
That'd be cool.
You know, once in a while, the
His
new-
brain
once
works
in a while.
Once in a while.
We'll give him this one.
Well, hey guys, that does it for us today. You know, I'd like to thank these guys that are here. First off, we got
Cyrus.
and we got Boone and Mr.
Jack Platinum.
And I'm your host, Rocky Ruiz. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed this. And you know what? Thank you guys so much for viewing the reaction trailers from my reaction doing it. So glad how you guys have been responding to it. I didn't actually think that was gonna work, you know, but I'm really glad that you guys enjoy it. In the meantime, guess what? I'm still gonna do the Luke Cage review and look for the codes to get the downloads for The Force Awakens and for the other one, Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
I just almost lost my head there. But yeah, so look forward to that. Other than that, share, subscribe, discuss, and don't forget to spread the word. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.